These are 5 places that I never heard about growing up in Utah, but I can guarantee your kids will absolutely love them. The first one is Maple Canyon and Box Canyon. Now this is just west of the town of Moroni, Utah, or about 20 minutes east of Nephi. There's the dirt road the last few miles, but it's well paved, no 4x4 needed. Now imagine with me all of the views of southern Utah, but just a half an hour from Utah County. There's a beautiful 1.5 mile slot canyon complete with ropes you can climb, waterfalls at the end, and you can even climb a rope all the way up the waterfall if you're feeling brave. Our kids spent hours climbing up and down the walls, finding little caves and rivets and enjoying themselves, and never even realized they were on a hike. As you move deeper into Maple Canyon, you'll start to see pine and aspen forests, and you can hike to a massive cave that you'll again need a rope to climb into. You can finish by hiking to an arch that rivals pretty much anything you'll find in Arches National Park. It's a perfect day trip, and your kids are going to love every minute of it because they get to explore and climb and get dirty, and they don't spend the whole day just hiking. You can also visit it in the summer, the fall, or the late spring because it's mostly shaded and fairly cool, but it doesn't get crazy snow like some of other parts of northern Utah will get. The second one is Little Sahara. Now this is exactly what it sounds like. It is like a mini Sahara desert. It looks just like you're in the middle of the Sahara, just piles of wind-blown sand. Now most people will bring some sort of ATV, side-by-side, 4x4, something, but we've done it without and had a great time. We've brought remote control cars for our kids. They're $40 on Amazon, and your kids will go crazy driving them all over those dunes. We've also brought cheap sleds, and we'll wax up the bottom of the sleds and you can fly down the hill that way, or you can just come and set up a fire and enjoy the sand and let the kids play. The sunsets there are absolutely phenomenal. What makes this place unique to me is that it's such a free feeling. You're allowed to go anywhere, ride anywhere, kind of do what you want for the most part, as long as you're not leaving an impact on the land. And so you can just climb and explore, and there's no trails, and there's no one saying don't ride here or ride there. Just a very exciting place to be. The best time to go is the fall or the winter or the spring. Summer can get absolutely blazing hot. Number 3 is actually a full town, and it's the town of Duck Creek Village. Now, this is a village that's just east of Cedar City by about 30 or 40 minutes. You'll leave Cedar City in the middle of a desert, and within 30 minutes, you are in a beautiful forest town with rivers, beautiful lakes, bridges, ponds, and an entire community that is basically cabins. There's dozens of ATV trails that you can use all over that you can ATV directly from wherever you're staying to pretty much anywhere you want within 100 miles. My favorite ride is a quick ride that'll take you right up to the rim of Zion's National Park, and you can look down on it and get an absolutely beautiful view at sunset or any other time. There's also a large lake called Navajo Lake where you can fish, play, boat, and the water there is some of the bluest water I've ever seen in a mountain lake. And there's also a couple of caves you can go and explore, ATV to, or just let the kids come and enjoy. My favorite time to go is the fall because of the beautiful fall leaves, especially if you head to the bridge next to town where you can take beautiful family pictures. Number 4 is the town of Kanab. Now, Utah gets all this hype for its 5 national parks, and none of them are really close to Kanab, but really there should be a couple national parks by there because it rivals everything else in Utah. Really everything I love about southern Utah, I can find in Kanab. Right as you're driving into town, you're in for a treat. You're going to see this man-made tunnel going right under the road that you can explore. And a little further on, you're going to find up on the cliffs, they're called the Moki Caves, and they're high up on this rock, and your kids can scramble up to them and climb through all these big caves and look out over the view. And then once you get into Kanab, you're going to find all around town some of the most famous slot canyons in the world are in your grasp, and they're short enough that kids can go on them. The most kid-friendly is Wire Pass Gulch, which is just a few miles long and is filled with steep slot canyons, sand, places for the kids to climb, and an all-around good time. You can also hit up the Coral Pink Sand Dunes if you kind of want to get that Little Sahara vibe and skip the Little Sahara we discussed earlier. I absolutely love Kanab, again, in the spring and the fall. Now we're going to finish up with one that most people probably did know about, but I did not, and that's Goblin Valley. This is my kids' favorite state park, primarily because of, again, the freedom that they give. Imagine a massive valley filled with red rock, goblins that kids can climb all over. No one's telling you not to touch things. No one's telling you to stay on trails or stay behind chains. Just a massive valley, and then behind it, there's all these little canyons and mountains that kids can climb all over if you want to get in the shade. Our kids spend half a day just climbing on everything they can, enjoying the experience, and then when it starts to get hot, we hike over to a place nearby called the Goblin's Lair, which is a giant, beautiful cave the kids can climb around in, and it cools down significantly as you get into the cave system. When we're feeling really brave, we'll actually climb to the very top of one of the plateaus near there, and you can climb through all these different canyons and end up looking down over all of the goblins. The best way to experience this is in the spring and the fall. We camp about a mile away, and it's some of the most beautiful dispersed camping I've ever stayed in, and you're a 5-minute drive from the actual Goblin Valley. You can also hike Wild Horse Slot Canyon while you're there, which is one of the most epic slot canyons in Utah, and just an all-around incredible place as long as it's not the middle of the summer. And that's 5. Let me know which one you plan on visiting, and subscribe if you want to find other cool places in Utah as I find them.